everybody. All right, this is going to be our last video, and then after doing this week's work, you're just going to review and take your final. You're done. Yay. All right, so we're doing 8.4. We're doing 8.5, but we're not doing 8.5 in the book. So what I need you to do, if you haven't done it yet, you need to print out the worksheet that is attached in grade link. You need to go ahead and print that out because that's what you're going to need to do 8.5 and to kind of follow along with the lesson. And then you will also have this form to print out for the quiz, and I've already sent to your moms the quiz, so you need to, when after you've completed all your homework, tell your mom you're ready to take the quiz. Okay. And all right, so we're going to go ahead and get started at 8.4. There's really nothing to do with 8.4 because it's already covered in 8.3, I think. I don't know why they do it again. But anyway, you have just a couple of problems just to do it. But 8.4 is talking about the determinant, which, like I said, we've already talked about. All right, so if we have a matrix, we have a 2 by 2 matrix here. If we're going to find the determinant, of the matrix, then it is A1 times B2 minus A2 times B1. Okay, and so that's it. That's the formula for finding the determinant of 2 by 2. So if we had this matrix here, the determinant B1 times negative 1 will be negative 1, 3 times 2, which is 6, and my answer should be negative 7. All right, one more, finding the determinant here. 3 times 4, and then 2 times 6. And so the determinant of this one is just 0. If you have a higher matrix, like a 3 by 3, you're just gonna, I'm not gonna make y'all go through and do it by hand, so use your calculator to find in the determinant function. So you'll put the matrix in and use the determinant function, and you'll find the determinant of 3 by 3s or 4 by 4s. So you test yourself here. All right, so here's your matrix, your 3 by 3 matrix. Finding the determinant of this matrix. You can go ahead and put it in, try it, make sure you've got it. You should come out with your answer to be negative 31. Okay. All right, so that's, like I said, that's 8.4. 8.5, we're not using the book. We're going to do this worksheet, and so this is kind of fun because it's doing scriptology, so doing coding, and so what we're going to do, you're going to use the top there, the alphabet, and we're going to assign each letter a number. And of course, if you wanted to be even more cryptic, you could make it, mix up these numbers and stuff. But we're just going to do straight. A is 1, B is 2, C is 3. Okay. And so when you decode a message, you've got to have what's called a key, and it's a 2 by 2 or a 3 by 3 matrix. That's going to be that will take the encoded message and get it to where you can decipher it. Okay, so we're going to use that our code, our key is this 2x2 matrix here. Okay, so there's our key, and we're given our coded message. So like I said, this is the key, and this is our coded message. All right, so to decode the message, we're going to take the key, but we're going to be taking the inverse. And so if we call this one matrix A, and my message is matrix B, okay, the formula is basically the inverse of matrix A times B. Okay, and so when you do that, when you multiply those together, your calculator is going to give you another matrix. And so this is what should come out. Right? And so from there, you're going to take these numbers and we're going to match them up to our alphabet code. And so 8 is H, 5 is E, and then L. Okay, and the 0 is a space. All right, because when we do the matrix, even the word hello is what was getting coded, but that's 5 letters and it's got to be even. So they just filled in the 0 at the end. All right, so we know that our message is hello. Okay. All right. So when you're doing these, it's got to, if you've got your coded message, if you have a 2x2 key, then your matrix that you're trying to decode has got to be in 2 rows. Okay, so remember the multiplication, the columns of this one has to match, the columns of A have to match the rows of B, right? So if you see there on number 1, when it says decode the following message, and we're going to use this same key here, so 1, 2, 6, 5. So you need to take those string of numbers and we need to get them into 2 rows, okay? So we're basically going to count out how many numbers there are and break it up to make your matrix B. All right, so it should look something like, well, not something, it will look exactly like this. 51, 5. And then 22, and then we're going to start the next row. Alright, so there's my 2 by something matrix. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so it's 2 by 10 is what we're going to need. Alright, so you put those, this is A, this is matrix B, then you go and multiply it doing the inverse of A times matrix B, and calculator's going to give you another matrix. Now on this one, you're not going to be, when your comes up on your calculator, it's going to like cut off and have this arrow button. The way you can get it, if this is the calculator that you're using, that you just take, what you want to do is hit the store button. It's down here right above your on off. Hit the store and then go to matrix and then find an empty matrix slot and name it Okay, and so that'll put that matrix into your stored matrices, and then you can go in and edit the matrix, and that's how you'll be able to see the rest of the numbers there. Okay. All right. So the matrix that that you should come up with here. I can read this handwriting. I think I got off somewhere. 13, 15, 19, 20, 0, yeah. This one goes there. 8, 18, and 5. Okay, there we go. I can read it. All right, so this is what, when you did inverse of A times B, you should have gotten this out. All right, and then use your alphabet, and you can figure out what this says. And all right, so there's our answer there. So you double check your work. You can. So do number 2. Okay, so if you want to pause this, give yourself a chance to get it in there, and I'll put up what the answer is. Okay, so doing number 2, decoding it, this is what you should have gotten it to say. What is your favorite food? Okay, now the other part that we know how to decode, but now we're going to code some messages, okay? So we're going to use a new key. And so this key is going to be here. So that's going to be our matrix A, okay? And what I want to do is I want to code this string of numbers down here. Actually, no, this is one more decoding. We're not encoding it. So number 3, we're going to decode one more using this new key, okay? So again, go ahead, hit pause, give yourself a chance to solve it, and then we'll go on. All right, so that's what number 3 should have been. Happy Monday. Okay. So now we're going to talk about encoding, going the opposite way. And so we're going to use this key here. Okay. And we're going to encode some messages. So you're going to take number 4, Chick-fil-A is bae. I did not make this up. And you're going to pick up from the alphabet. You're going to make the numbers of those words. So 9. Okay, so there is our message. This is Chick-fil-A is Bay in numbers, and we're going to now encode it. And so to encode it, we just do A, matrix A times matrix B. Okay. And then when you do that, you should come out with this matrix. I think that's right. I can read this well. All right, so that's what the encoded would be, and so like I said, if you do it in reverse, then you would get back to here. Okay. So go ahead and try the next one, and so like what you want to do again, you're going to need to count your letters, and then we can use the space using 0 for the space, and make sure you get an even matrix. All right, so to do the Go Hawks. So your matrix should look like that, and then when you multiply it out, calculator should give you this matrix. Okay. All right, the last one is kind of long. But again, you can count up all those letters, change it to the numbers, figure out your halfway point to get it in your 2 by 2. So again, go ahead and pause and get it, and then check your answer here. Those two go on the last line there. So I think that's what it's supposed to look like. There's some light writing on here, so I may have written down one wrong slightly, but hopefully that matches up right. Okay, so your homework with this, I want you to practice coding and decoding. Normally you would have gone home and you would have done 2 of these, and you brought them back to class, and we would have traded. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna pair you up, and so you need to contact your partner. If for some reason you don't have somebody's email, but I think y'all are all in contact with each other, let me know and I can get it for you. All right, so Abel and Matthew, your partners. Rebecca and Mackenzie, your partners. Jacob and Zach, your partners. And Elizabeth and Chloe, your partners. So what you're gonna do is you're going to make come up with 2 messages and your key, and you're going to code them. Okay, then you give the string of numbers that's coded with the key to your partner. Y'all trade, and then you decode, and then you find out if you were able to decode right. I've had somebody before come up with their own different alphabet thing. You don't really need to do that. If you're gonna have to give your partner your alphabetic code as well, but I would just stick with this standard A1, B2, C3. Okay. When you finish your homework, then tell your mom you were ready for your quiz. Okay, and take your quiz, and let me know. You need to send me the results from your quiz, and y'all have a good week. If you have any questions, then let me know. Just email me. Okay, bye.